So there's more than one way to factor, and you need to find the one that resonates with you. So if you like the box method, then you don't even have to watch this video, although it's helpful because it's going to talk about factoring by grouping. In factoring by grouping, we want to do the same thing that we did with the box, in that we need to find two numbers that multiply to be this amount. So we take the 1 and the negative 24. So we're looking for two numbers that multiply to be negative 24, but we want those same two numbers to add up to be 2x. We want the diagonals to add up to be 2x. Well, the first thing I did was make my list of values, all the values that multiply to be negative 24, and there is a lot of them. Now I need to go through and add them up and see what they come out to be. So here I am adding negative 24 and 1, 24 and negative 1, 12 and negative 2, negative 12 and 2. And you can begin to see a pretty neat pattern that you will get the same number, just the opposite sign, if you just switch the signs. Helpful when you're factoring and need to try to find the right combination. So here's all the rest of mine. And I am looking for two numbers that when I add them together, two amounts, they add up to be 2x. So I think I'm going to cross off everybody else, and I'm going to get my winner chicken dinner here, because when I add 6 and negative 4, I come out with 2. So if I had 6x and negative 4x, this would come out to be a positive 2x. So in factoring by grouping, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to rewrite this 2x part as 6x and negative 4x. So I'm going to copy down my thing, x squared plus 6x minus 4x, and then minus 24. You can see that this amount right here is just the 2x written in a different format. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take a set of parentheses here. I'm going to add a little plus sign between those two, because we know that plus and negative means the same thing as subtracting. And now I just have two quantities, and I'm going to factor out what's common to each quantity. So if you look at this first one, what's common to x squared and 6x? Looks to me like that would be an x. So I'm going to divide by an x, and that will leave me with x plus 6. And then when I look at this one, I see, a negative 4x and a negative 24. Whenever this lead one here is a negative, you want to divide by a negative. So I'm going to say, common to that is going to be a negative something. It looks like a negative 4. So let's go back to this. So I'm going to say negative 4. And the x is not common to both, so I won't pull out an x. And negative 4 divided by negative 4, positive x, and plus 6. You'll notice that these two quantities are the same. If when you're doing factoring by grouping, and these two quantities are not the same, you cannot do factoring by grouping. This method will not work. Those two quantities have to be the same, because they are what got distributed. They're one of your binomial factors. So since they're one of your binomial factors, let's just write it down. And then where's your other binomial factor? Right here. So your other binomial factor was x minus 4. And if you don't believe me, go take those two binomials, multiply them together, and they should equal x squared plus 2x minus 24. Just another way of writing the same quantity.